Whew. Oh man, let's see how quickly we can put this together before I gotta leave for work. What is this? Episode 9. Oh, I just realized I did not put my little mic on, but I'm not convinced that it works. I'm starting to think I wasted $15 because I'm not convinced the little mic works. But anyways, welcome. Episode 9 of Play With Your Dick, Not Me. I ain't even gonna front. I have not been in the best emotional or mental space for the past couple days. I've tried to pull myself out, but sometimes you just have to sit in it. I'm learning that sometimes there's a lesson to be learned, or some aligning that needs to happen. So sometimes you just gotta sit in it. And then you at least in my experience, you tend to come out with an increased amount of clarity and feeling as if you're at some higher frequency and alignment. So, there's something positive that'll come out of it. But, yeah. But sometimes, no matter what you do, you just, don't feel at your most high. Your battery is just half empty. But that's okay. That's okay. It's just one of those days, or one of those couple days. That's okay. So today is Monday, July 7th, the love of my life's birthday today. Poor thing. He's been sick the past couple days. We were out in the sun pretty much all day long on the 4th. Just played in the backyard, played in the pool and stuff with our girls. So I don't know. I think maybe he got too much sun. But hopefully he's feeling better today. So, yeah. I was going to record this episode, but then I changed my mind. I don't know. I wanted to, I guess, kind of talk about, I think I've kind of touched on this in past episodes, but I guess delve a little deeper. People pleasing, and setting boundaries and not being afraid and standing in your power and saying no. And I'm not going to tell people not to feel bad about it, because if you're an empath, or if you are a recovering or former people pleaser, you're just going to feel bad. That's just the kind of person you are. It's the kind of person I am. There's just so many of us that just care extremely, very, very deeply. I'm not going to say care too much, because then that makes it look like it's a bad thing when it's not. I've already said this in past episodes. Don't ever be ashamed of how you love or how you show up for people. I don't think you could ever care too much or love anybody too much. If they have a problem with how much you love and care about them, that's a them problem, not you. That's something that they need to process and unpack and figure out why someone loving and caring about them so deeply is a problem for them. So I'm not going to say caring too much. No. It's a beautiful thing when you have the capacity to care without limits and love without, 'cause just, what am I trying to say? I guess love, same, love up to a point, or love without, uh, what am I trying to say? I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't articulate it right now. It's a beautiful thing when you can love without, um, expiration, I guess, for lack of a better word. Like, you can just love continuously, it doesn't run out. Um, so yeah, I myself, and I'm not even gonna pretend to understand how we become people pleasers. I don't know. I'm sure it's something that stems from, just like everything else, from our upbringing, from our childhood, from childhood experiences. Like, that would be something that I would have to unpack on my own in my own therapy sessions. Um, I mean, for me personally, I think that it was one, for me, just by nature, I was a people pleaser, just organically. And also growing up in the household I grew up in, and never feeling like I was good enough, or did enough, or smart enough, or learned quick enough, or I ever quite felt like I measured up. And it didn't help that I was constantly being pinned against my younger sister and made to feel inferior or inadequate to her. I heard a lot of, well, why can't you do that like your sister? Why aren't you catching on to that as quick as your sister? No, you're doing it wrong. Do it the way your sister does it. See how she does it? Like, why can't you color in the lines like your sister? Why can't you, sing nicely like your sister? See how she stays in tune with the Little Mermaid song? Why didn't you catch on to riding your bike as quick as your sister? Why is learning to drive so difficult for you when your sister got it immediately? So I imagine for me, it was, like I said, feeling inadequate, feeling like I needed to prove myself, feeling like I needed to measure up. Um, uh, my mom, I mean, I don't remember this. Other people in my family did, apparently, and felt like it was their job to tell me when they never should have. But, this is going deeper than what I care to even explain or talk about, to be honest. But, my point is, for me, it was apparently picked up at home. It was apparently, like I said, feeling like I wasn't enough, good enough, smart enough, whatever. And I guess I must have felt at a very young age like I needed to prove something. Like I needed to prove that I was deserving of love and, I don't know, decency, respect, admiration. The same that I felt that other people in my household were getting. I don't know. And so as people pleasers, I don't know, I guess we start to feed on, or, it fuels us when we are congratulated or told that we did a good job, or people are thankful for something that we did for them. But, and we want to go above and beyond for people and bend over backwards for people. And just, and I don't even think it's always just to prove that we're worthy, or prove that we're worthy of love or appreciation. I don't even think that's always the case. I think it's just, I don't know, maybe needing to fill voids that were never filled when we were younger, you know? Um, and it could also just be that innately we're just people that want to take care of people. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There really isn't. There's nothing wrong with wanting to take care of people and look out for people and love and care for people and show up for people and go above and beyond for people. Um, that could just fall under the scope of just wanting to be a good person. That doesn't have to be a people pleaser. But it all, trying to be a good person, people pleaser, either way, it becomes a problem when you are, how do I put this? It becomes a problem when you start to, I guess, put you make yourself take a back seat to everybody else. When you start to put everyone before yourself. I mean, that was something that I would always do, was putting everybody before me. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but when it becomes a habit where you're just habitually always putting everybody above yourself, and you're doing all these things for everybody else at the expense of yourself, and you're just, always putting yourself last, or always considering yourself an afterthought if you even think about yourself at all, that's when it becomes a problem. Because at the end of the day, we're stuck with ourselves forever. And so, I mean, it's important that we do put ourselves first sometimes, and that we do check in with ourselves, and that we are showing ourselves the same amount of love, care, attention, effort, admiration, adoration. Did I say that right? Adoring ourselves as much as we do everybody else. Forget it. I'm not going to sit there and try to figure it out. It's too early in the morning. But, the point I'm trying to make is that all that love and care and admiration and support and all those things that you're pouring into other people, you have to make sure that you're using that same energy and pouring into yourself. Because at the end of the day, all you're left with is you. You're stuck with you for the rest of your life. And so you have to make sure that you're putting yourself first and making yourself a priority, and filling your own cup, and just staying very grounded in self-love and showing up and taking care of you. There's nothing wrong with taking care of other people up to a point, as long as you're not sacrificing your peace and your mental health, and you're taking care of you. It's totally okay to say no. It's totally okay to have those days or have those moments where you don't have it in you to rise up to where people would like you to meet them. And that's okay. You don't have to be on all the time. You don't have to be at 100% all the time. And the people that truly love you and care about you will understand and will not take it personally. The people that throw a fit and make you feel awful or treat you horribly for saying no or setting a boundary, they're the people that absolutely need to be told no. They're the people that absolutely need a boundary. Don't ever let anybody make you feel like shit, or make you feel like you did something wrong, or you're a horrible person for needing to take care of yourself, for needing to set a boundary, for needing to say no. And I understand that it's so hard, and you feel extremely guilty, and you feel just like an awful person, and you're inadequate, and you beat yourself up, especially when you are a big-hearted, kind, caring person and you tend to people please, of course you're going to feel bad when you tell somebody no, when you set a boundary. It takes time and it takes practice to, from a former people pleaser to another. I understand. The first couple of times you do it, the first couple of times you say no, first couple of times you set a boundary, you may have an anxiety attack. You may shake a little bit. Your voice may shake. You may stutter a little bit. You may feel uneasy and like you did something wrong and like you need to rewind, walk it back. Never mind, I didn't mean that. No. You got to stay firm. You got to stay grounded in your decision. Like it'll get easier. The more times that you tell people no and put yourself first, the more times that you say no and stand on that, it'll get easier. It'll get easier. Like I said, the people that love you and care about you and fill your cup just as much as you fill theirs and meet you halfway and truly care about you and are good to you and good for you, they're not going to take it personally. They're not going to make you feel horrible for saying no or for putting yourself first. They're going to understand. It'll only be the people that have, I can almost guarantee it, have always been a bit destructive in your life and have always either caused you some kind of pain or anxiety or made you feel uneasy when you're around them. Those will more than likely be the people that will make it difficult for you. But do it anyway. Do it anyway. Don't ever let anybody make you feel like you have to sacrifice your peace and your mental health for them. Anybody that truly cares about you won't make you feel that way. They won't. They won't. They'll respect your boundary. They'll respect your decision. I mean, you don't have to be mean. You don't have to be, like, I fucking said no. I mean, if somebody pushes you to that point, which again is probably the same person who needed a boundary to begin with. But no, it can be light and simple. Like, sorry, I can't do that. Or no, I'm not in a place to help you with that. Or I'm not in a place to talk about that right now. No, that does not interest me. I'm sorry, I will not be attending that, or whatever the scenario is. If it threatens your mental health or your peace, or if it's a boundary you've been wanting to set for a while, don't feel bad. Don't focus on how the other person is going to react or how they're going to take it. I know it's easier said than done. I'm one of those people that loses sleep over the idea of having to set a boundary with somebody, with having to speak my mind or speak my truth to somebody. I'll lose sleep over it for days until I finally just have the hard conversation with that person, And you know what? Even if it is someone that's going to throw a fit and you realize that was someone that needed a boundary to begin with, even if they are going to throw a fit, oh well. That's not on you to manage. That's not on you to worry about. And you don't need to feel bad about it for 1 second. They'll get over it. They'll get over it. Maybe, they'll sit with it, go process it, go unpack it with a professional to figure out why you setting a boundary is something that bothers them. And maybe they won't, because when they're like that, they're usually self-absorbed, self-centered in some kind of way, and they're just wondering and worried and concerned with me all the time. So, maybe they won't, but who knows? Maybe they're capable of growth and change. I don't know. But you can't really spend too much time focusing on the other person and how they're going to react. you know. But I understand as when we have anxiety, or when we're empaths, or when we care a lot about people and care about what people think, and we're just all about pleasing people and making people happy and keeping a smile on their face. I understand that these are the things that, you know, bother us and we worry about, is upsetting people, especially when we're also somebody that doesn't like confrontation. We don't like confrontation. For me personally, it takes a lot for me to go from 0 to 100. A lot. Like a lot. And once I've gotten to 100, then I no longer care about how anybody feels. But it takes a lot for me to get there. A lot. So I'm usually down in the lower range, trying to not rock the boat, trying to keep the peace, trying to keep everybody happy. But I've gotten to a place in my life that no, it's not going to be at the expense of my own happiness. Yes, I want to keep the peace. Yes, I want everybody around me to be comfortable and feel okay and be happy and all the things. But I'm not going to sacrifice my happiness, and I'm not going to sit here and be uncomfortable and, you know, be in a unregulated space, you know, at the expense of everybody else's comfort and happiness. If I have something that needs to be said, then I'm going to say it, no matter how uncomfortable it's going to, or it, you know, make me, other people, upset other people. If it's something that I feel needs to be said or addressed and talked about because it has gotten to the point where it's affecting my peace, my mental health, then I'm going to say it. It may take me a few days, but I'm going to say it. And if I'm in a room full of people that can respect what I have to say and respect when I need to set a boundary, then okay, it should be fine and we can continue to operate like normal. But if I'm in a room full of people who don't do well with boundaries, or being told what to do, or don't care about my mental health or my peace, then I just don't need to be in rooms with those people anymore. It's as simple as that, you know? And that goes for everybody. You might need to sit down and reevaluate your circle and who gets access to you. If you can't even walk into a room and tell people how you truly feel and speak your truth and express that you've been uncomfortable, or that you know, were hurt by something they did or said, you know, it shouldn't, you shouldn't need to go to war with people over trying to protect your peace and set a boundary. Because if people are making you feel like you're in a fight for your life, or you're in a fucking battlefield with them, just to you know, get your point across over something that just needs to be a simple conversation, but they're making it so much bigger than it is, then you might need to reevaluate the rooms that you're in. It shouldn't cost anything to be able to speak up and protect your peace and protect your mental health. And like I said, if you're surrounding yourself with the right kind of people, they'll understand and they'll respect you and they'll make adjustments accordingly, you know. And you also have to make space for them. You also have to make space and give them grace if there's also something that they need to discuss. If there's also a boundary that they need to set, you need to make sure that you also, you know, give them the same room and respect and space to express themselves too, you know. But I get it. I get it. It's hard. It's hard to tell people no. It's hard to set a boundary and stand firm on it. But if you don't, those people that you feel have been treating you like a doormat, have been treating you like you don't matter, and just have been walking all over you, they'll continue to do it. They'll continue to do it. And you'll continue to feel horrible, you know? And it's not worth it. It's not. So from one former people pleaser to another, don't let anybody make you feel like you're a doormat. Don't let anybody think that they can walk all over you, because it'll slowly eat at you. It'll slowly break you down. it'll just slowly make you feel more and more awful about yourself, and you'll just continue to shrink. You'll just continue to shrink to make other people comfortable, to fit into spaces that you don't belong. Don't shrink for anybody. Don't dim your light for anybody. Be and show up, walk into rooms, your full, authentic, radiating, magnificent self. Don't dim, water down, shrink for anybody. Stand firm in your choices, your decisions, your boundaries, and be completely unapologetic about it. You don't got to be an asshole. You don't got to be a jerk. Just show up as you, authentically you, and demand that people treat you the way you deserve. And treat others the way that you would like to be treated as well. So that's it for me. I gotta get my coffee and head to work. I hope that everybody has a good day, a good week. I hope I have a good day and a good week. I hope I can get out of this funk that I've been in. Be kind. Be fucking kind to everybody you encounter. I'm not in the best place right now mentally or emotionally, but I'm still going to show up and be kind to people. You don't know what anybody is carrying. You don't know what anybody is dealing with. You don't know how hard it is for some people to get the fuck out of bed. You don't know if they've picked a date to unalive themselves. You don't know. You don't know what people are dealing with or what they're trying to heal from that they don't talk about. It doesn't matter if they show up with a big ass smile on their face every fucking day. You don't know what people are going through. You don't. You really, really don't. You really don't. So just be kind. Just be kind. Something as simple as a smile. You have no idea how that might impact somebody. So just be kind. And have a good fucking day. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Play With Your Dick, Not Me. And see you guys next time. Bye.